Hello there. I assume you guys have come for the next couple chapters of My Immortal. Of course you have. So let's cut the chit chat and start, shall we? Hmm. Hmm. Chapter 5. Author's annotation. Stop flamming. If you flam, it means you're a prep or a poser. The only reason Dumbledore swore is 'cause he had a headache, okay? And on top of that, he was mad at them for having sex. Psst, I'm not updating until I get 5 good with boys. Dumbledore made Draco and I follow him. He kept shouting at us angrily. You ludicrous fools, he shouted. I started to cry tears of blood down my pallid face. Draco comforted me. When we went back to the castle, Dumbledore took us to Professor Snape and Professor McGonagall, who were both looking very angry. They were having sexual intercourse in the Forbidden Forest, he yelled in a furious voice. Why did you do such a thing, you mediocre dunces? Asked Professor McGonagall. How dare you? Demanded Professor Snape. And then Draco shrieked, Because I love her! Everyone was quiet. Dumbledore and Professor McGonagall still looked mad, but Professor Snape said, Fine, very well. You may go up to your rooms. Draco and I went upstairs while the teachers glared at us. Are you okay, Ebony? Draco asked me. Yeah, I guess. I lied. I went to the girls' dorm and brushed my teeth and cut my hair and changed it to a low-cut, black floor-length dress with red lace all around it and black high heels. When I came out, Draco was standing in front of me, and he started to sing I Just Want to Live by Good Charlotte. I was so flattered, even though he wasn't supposed to be there. We hugged and kissed. After that, we said goodnight, and he reluctantly went back into his room. Chapter 6. Chapter 6. Author's annotation. Shut it up, preps, okay? Psst, I will not update until you give me good reviews. The next day, I woke up in my coffin. I put on a black miniskirt that was all ripped around the end and a matching top with red skulls all over it, and high-heeled boots that were black. I put on 2 pairs of skull earrings and 2 crosses in my ears. I spray painted my hair with purple. In the Great Hall, I ate some Count Chocula cereal with blood instead of milk, and a glass of red blood. Suddenly, someone bumped into me. All the blood spilled over me. Bastard! I shouted angrily. I regretted saying it when I looked up, because I was looking into the pale white face of a gothic boy with spiky black hair with red streaks in it. He was wearing so much eyeliner that I was going down his face, and he was wearing black lipstick. He didn't have glasses anymore, and now he was wearing red contact lenses just like Draco's, and there was no scar on his forehead anymore. He had a manly stubble on his chin. He had a very sexy English accent. He looked exactly like Joel Madden. He was so sexy that my body went all hot, and his he was so sexy that my body went all hot when I saw him. Kind of like an erection, only I'm a girl, so I didn't get one, you sicko. Fucking perverts. I'm so sorry, he said in a shy voice. That's alright. What's your name? I questioned. My name's Harry Potter, although most people call me Vampire these days, he grumbled. Why? I exclaimed. Because I love the taste of human blood, he giggled. Well, I am a vampire, I confessed. Really? He whimpered. Yeah, I roared. We sat down to talk for a while. Then Draco came up behind me and told me he had a surprise for me, so I went away with him. Chapter 7. Bring Me to Life. Author's annotation. Well, okay, you guys. I'm only reading this 'cause I got 5 God reviews. And BTW, I won't write the next chapter till I get 10 God ones. Stove flamin' or it'll report you. Ebony isn't a Mary Sue, okay? She isn't perfect. She's a Satanist. And she has problems. She's depressed for God's sake. Fucking dicks. Fucking monsters. Draco and I held our pale white hands with black nail polish as we went upstairs. I was I was wearing red Satanist sings on my nails and red nail polish. Author's annotation. See, does that sound like a Miru suit to you? I waved to Vampire. Dark misery was in his depressed eyes. I guess he was jealous of me that I was going out with Draco. Anyway, I went upstairs excitedly with Draco. We went into his room and locked the door. Then, we started Frenching passively, and we took off each other's clothes enthusiastically. He felt me out before I took off my top. Then I took off my black leather bra, and he took off his pants. We went on the bed and started making out naked, and then he put his boy's thingy in mine, and we had sex! Author's annotation. See, that stupid? Oh, Draco! Draco! I screamed while getting an orgasm when all of a sudden I saw a tattoo I had never seen on Draco's arm. It was a black heart with an arrow through it. On it in bloody, gothic writing were the words, Vampire. I was so angry. You bastard! I shouted angrily, jumping out of the bed. No, no, but you don't understand, Draco pleaded, but I knew too much. No, you fucking idiot, I shouted. You probably have AIDS anyways. I put on my clothes all huffily and then stomped out. Draco ran out even though he was naked. He had a really big you-know-what. But I was too mad to care. I stomped out and did so until I was in Vampire's classroom, where he was having a lesson with Professor Snape and other people. Vampire Potter, you motherfucker! I yelled. Chapter 8. Annotation. Stop flashing, okay? If you do, to prep. Everyone in the class stared at me, and then Draco came into the room, even though he was naked, and started begging me to take him back. Ebony, it's not what you think, Draco screamed sadly. My friend, Bloody Mary Smith, smiled at me understatedly. She flipped her long, waist-length, gothic black hair, and opened her crimson eyes like blood, as she was wearing contact lenses on. She had pale white skin that she was wearing white makeup on. Hermione was kidnapped when she was born. Her real parents were vampires, and one of them is a witch, but Voldemort killed her mother, and her father committed suicide because he was depressed about it. She still has nightmares about it, and she is very haunted and depressed. It also turns out her real last name is Smith, and not Granger. Since she has converted to Satanism, she is in Slytherin now, not Gryffindor. What is it that you desire, you ridiculous dimwit? Snape demeaned angrily in his cold voice, but I ignored him. Vampire, I can't believe you cheated on me with Draco, I shouted at him. Everyone gasped. I don't know why Ebony was so mad at me. I'd went out with Vampire. I'm bi until with Ebony for a while, but then he broke my heart. He dumped me because he liked Brittany, a stupid preppy fucker. We were just good friends now. He had gone through horrible problems, now he was gothic. Ha ha, like I would hang out with a prep. Fucking idiots. But I'm not going out with Draco anymore, said Vampire. Yeah, fucking right. Fuck you, you bastard, I screamed. I ran out of the room and into the forbidden forest where I had lost my virility to Draco, and then I started to burst into tears. Fuck you guys, okay? No. Fuck you guys. Fucking crying. Let's continue. Chapter 9. Author's annotation. Stop flamming, okay? I didn't read all the books. This is from the movie, okay? So it's not my fault if Dumbledore swears. Blizzards, I said he had a headache. And the reason Snap doesn't lick Harry now is 'cause he's Christian and Vampire is a Satanist. MTR rocks. I was so mad and sad. I couldn't believe Draco for cheating on me. I began to cry against the tree where I did it with Draco. Then all of a sudden, An horrible man with red eyes and no nose, and everything started flying toward me on a broomstick. He didn't have a nose, basically like Voldemort in the movie, and he was wearing all black, but it was obvious he wasn't gothic. It was Voldemort. No! I shouted in a scared voice, but then Voldemort shouted, Imperious! And I couldn't run away. Crookshanks! I shouted at him. Voldemort fell off his broom and started to scream. I felt bad for him, even though I'm a sadist, so I stopped. Ebony, he yelled, thou must kill Vampire Potter. I thought about Vampire and his sexy eyes, and his gothic black hair, and how his face looks just like Joel Madden. I remembered that Draco had said I didn't understand, so I thought, what if Draco went out with Vampire before I went out with him and they broke up? No, Voldemort, I shouted back. Voldemort gave me a gun. No, please, I begged. Thou must, he yelled. If thou does not, then I shall kill thy beloved Draco. How did you know? I asked in a surprised way. Voldemort got a, dude, you're so retarded, look on his face. I hath telekinesis, he answered cruelly. And if you doth, fucking Christ, and if you doth not kill Vampire, then thou know what will happen to Draco, he shouted. Then he flew away angrily on his broomstick. I was so scared and mad, and I didn't know what to do. Suddenly, Draco came into the woods. Draco, I said. Hi! Hi, he said back, but his face was all sad. He was wearing white foundation and messy eyeliner, kind of like a pentagram, get it, between Joel Madden and Gerard Way. Are you okay, I asked. No, he answered. I'm sorry I got all mad at you, but I thought you cheated on me, I expelled. And that's okay, he said, all depressed, and we went back into Hogwarts together, making out. It's getting fucking exciting. I don't know about you guys. Chapter 10. Author's annotation. Stop it, you gay fags. If you do not like my story, then fuck off. Piss, it turns out Bloody Mary isn't a muggle. After all, and she and Vampire are evil, that's why they moved houses, okay? I was really scared about Voldemort all day. I was even upset. Went to rehearsals with my gothic metal band, Bloody Gothic Rose 666. I'm the lead singer of it, and I play guitar. People say that we sound like a cross between GC, Slipknot, and MCR. The other people in the band are Bloody Mary, Vampire, Draco, Ron. Although we call him Diabolo now, he has black hair now with blue streaks in it, and hair grid. Only today, Draco and Vampire were depressed, so they weren't coming in, and we wrote songs instead. I knew Draco was probably slitting his wrists. He wouldn't die because he was a vampire too, and the only way you can kill a vampire is with the CROSS. There's no way I'm writing that. Or a stake. And Vampire was probably watching a depressing movie, like The Corpse Bride. I put on a black leather shirt that showed off my boobs and tiny matching miniskirt that said Simple Plan on the butt. You might think I'm a slut, but I'm really not. We were singing a cover of Helena, and at the end of the song, I suddenly burst into tears. Ebony, are you okay? Bloody Mary asked in a concerted voice. What the fuck do you think? I asked angrily, and then I said, well, Voldemort came, and the fucking bastard told me to fucking kill Harry, but I don't want to kill him because he's really nice. Even if he did go out with Draco. But if I don't kill Harry, then Voldemort will fucking kill Draco. I burst into tears. Okay. I'm good. Suddenly, Draco jumped out from behind a wall. Why did you fucking tell me? He shouted. How could you? You fucking poser muggle bitch! See? A dat out of character. I started to cry and cry. Draco started to cry all sensitive. Then he ran out crying. We practiced for 1 more hour. Then suddenly, Dumbledore walked in angrily. His eyes were all fiery, and I knew this time it wasn't because he had a headache. What have you done? He started to cry wisely. See, that's basically not swearing, and this time he was really upset, and you will see why. Ebony, Draco has been found in his room. He committed suicide by slitting his wrists. sense. Well, friends, I implore you that you come back tomorrow night and watch the next couple chapters. Rumor has it that this video series is being nominated for an Oscar.